Um, my name is Jessica, which is the first time you guys have ever heard my name, I think. But I am Harley's typist, so this is my face, and that's my name. So this is my little introducing the typist video. I'm going to answer some questions that I received from the grease painted lady who I've just recently started role playing with, who is fabulous, I will say. Okay, so first question is, I'll try and not make this too long. Yeah, I'll try anyway. How much of Harley's comic history do you use? Well, I like to base my Harley off, well, mainly what we see of her in like the basis of her personality, sorry, of what we see from Batman the animated series, but then where her main things come from is the comics, because that's my Harley, I guess. I can't see my eyes, glass, but so yeah, that's my Harley. When I think of Harley Quinn, I think of, the Jester suit, and of, Dr. Harleen Quinzel. I think of how she's portrayed in the comics. So, things like the Harley Quinn comics, those were just, oh my god, I loved them. They were my thing. that's where I sort of try. Anyway, I try, I don't always succeed, but that's where I try and keep my Harley true to that sort of thing, so I mean, yeah, I do sometimes do more of a I depending on how and Harley feel on the day, I will sometimes do, like the Arkham games Harley, where she's a lot more aggressive and, like, I guess almost a lot more upfront about it. Like when she's in the comics Harley, she's a lot more like manipulative about it. She makes it seem like, oh, I'm innocent, I'm just pretty, but then she'll smack your head in, you'll have a hammer to the face. But so with the depending on the character we're threading with, I'll pick those ones, and things become a lot more violent, a lot more easier. So yeah, like, but I do use I kind of went off track there. Oh my god, but I do like to use a lot of, like, probably the basis of my general role playing will be from the comics, and so a lot of things we learned about her. And then next one is, are her relationships with her family based on Gotham City sirens or your own headcanon? Personally, I have my own headcanon for Harley's relationship with her parents, or lack thereof, in my opinion. I don't think I posted it on here. Like, I don't think I've posted the headcanons I've written up for it, though I do have quite an extensive amount of backstory for Harley written up that I haven't finished or ready to post yet. But so my headcanon for how Harley's relationship, I will say, how her relationship is with her parents is, they're literally just, there wasn't one. That she didn't have a proper relationship with her parents. They were never really around, because my general idea was, I didn't want an almost stereotypical abusive background history for Harley. I didn't want her to be, poor little girl who was beaten by parents. Like, because there's so many characters like that. For example, you've got like the Joker. You've got Scarecrow. He's got issues with his grandmother, but there's ones like that. But I didn't really want it to be so typical, I guess. And I've always thought that Harley would have had she would have been more like upscale, like wouldn't have been middle class to high class. Like, I figure her parents. Okay, so I'll just tell you my headcanon. Harley's father was a businessman, a decently successful one. So he always, sorry, he always worked, and he was only times he was really home was, you know, after work when he'd come home for dinner, you know, and then he'd spend time with Harley's mother. And Harley's mother was more of like a socialite type thing, always hanging out with the other wives of businessmen and going to all the fancy little parties and all that sort of stuff. So, and Harley didn't fit into her glamorous lifestyle that she wanted to live. You know, having a kid was never really on the cards for them. That's what I figure. So you know, Harley was just left alone most of the time, left to her own devices. Harleen, sorry, I should say Harleen. She's Harleen, but whatever. Anyway, so that's the reason like she would have got into her gymnastics and stuff, and because her parents would have wanted to keep her busy because they would have been like they wouldn't have wanted her, you know, trying to get their attention or whatever. But so she'd go into that, you know, and trying to impress her parents, and you know, I don't think she ever would have been physically abused. I think my idea is that there was only one time her father ever hit her, and it was when they were in an argument and she got full on really snarky with him and answering back and refused to step down because, you know, she was just so angry at him never ever being there that he slapped her across the face. And as soon as he did it, he just sort of stopped and was just, oh my god, I'm so sorry, you know, I shouldn't have done that to you. I'll never do that to you again. And that was the closest her and her father really got, was the fact that he hit her and he was like, no, I can't do that to you. I'm getting emotional over it. So I think that answers your question. God, I'm going off topic completely. What's the next question? So yeah, I've got my own headcanon. That's the answer to the question. I don't really. I take some off it, of course. You know, I don't want to completely switch Harley's character to my own thing. So I keep it. I go like bits and pieces. I sort of pick and choose what I have an idea of Harley in my head, so I sort of pick them in and put them together. Yeah. This is a two-part question. So why did you choose Harley to roleplay, and were there any other characters you considered? I chose to roleplay Harley because I love Harley so much. Oh my god. I am completely obsessed with her. Like, any conversation you have with me I'll somehow relate to Harley, without a doubt. Anything you say, you're talking about turnips. I don't think Harley would have liked turnips. I don't know. It'll come into it. Things like if someone says, oh, I really like grapes. Yeah, Harley likes grape soda. Why do I feel need to put that in a conversation? That shouldn't be in a conversation. That's not what normal people do. I don't know. So, yeah, so the reason I did choose to do her is because this obsession, and my best friend Erin said, because she roleplayed as Clove from the Hunger Games, and I'd always read up on hers, and I just sort of wanted to do something like that because I'm a writer. I like writing. You know, I write my stories and lots of stuff, and I'd been considering it for a while. You know, like during my general, like, oh, I should do it. No, I'm not going to do it. I have no commitment. Blah blah blah. I'll probably just stop doing it after a week. It's been 10 months now, and I'm still doing it. Sorry, but I showed, and she's told me that she thought I'd be the perfect Harley, and she says that I suit Harley, and I was just like, oh, God. Complete fangirl. I love Harley. I could be Harley, and I'm slowly like transforming my life to become Harley. No, but yeah, so I chose Harley because I figured that I could do a good job of it. I could be her. I could sort of capture her personality, I guess, because, you know, we do have a lot of similarities in the way we act, and because I know so much about her, it's kind of easier to do. Like, it's easier to, yeah, so it's just easier to do it. And so any other characters I considered at the time, no. Harley was the only one I really wanted to roleplay as. But over the time that I have been roleplaying, I have thought about a couple of other characters that I would like to, and they're my other two favourite characters, because, you know, Harley's my favourite character, and I've got a couple of other ones. I have considered starting up another blog, another roleplay blog, but I'm not sure if I will. But it's going to be another Batman one. Those are the only ones I'd really want to do. But I've considered doing a Joker, like role-playing as the Joker, because another one I'm a bit obsessed with. And I can kind of capture his personality at times. And it'd be more of a Nolan versus Joker. So the Heath Ledger one. My baby. Yeah. So the Joker definitely would be one I'm still considering. As well as Jonathan Crane, so the Scarecrow. I would love to be able to roleplay as him and be able to just delve deeper into him as a person, so his personality, and that would be a basis on the Nolanverse as well, because I like the way Cillian Murphy portrayed him. I'm a big fan of him and all he does, but it would take a lot again from, because we don't know much about him in the movie, I guess. I would definitely want to take a lot from the comics, because I like his history with his grandmother and how he became who he is, and I like the childhood aspect of these characters, of Harley, of the Joker, of Jonathan. I like to be able to just go into their childhood and go back in their lives, find out why they are the way they are. So mainly just those two. Although after seeing The Croods, oh my god, I've really wanted to roleplay as Guy. I love that movie, so I'd love to roleplay as Guy. Maybe my friend go as Eep and we'll roleplay our love out together, because they are so beautiful. So yeah, there's actually there's 2 more questions, but we've reached the 12-minute mark, and I don't know if I'm allowed to go much that further, like on YouTube. I think I'm gonna upload it to YouTube. I don't know. I don't think I'm allowed to go much further, so I don't know what to do. Okay, I know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna stop this video here. So, but don't worry, I'm gonna answer the rest of those questions in another video, because the next question is it ever difficult to portray a character who will happily engage in an abusive relationship, and then what aspects of the character do you struggle with in role-playing, and what are your favourites? And those 2 I will probably babble on for about 10 minutes each, so I should probably stop here. But yeah, so thank you. Sit up. So thank you for sending those questions in, and hopefully I will upload this now if it works, because I don't upload videos very often. So hopefully it will work, and yeah, I will get to answering the next questions. And there are still questions from 2 other people who I will reply to in their own videos. They'll probably have about 2 videos each, because I talk too much and I go off topic way too easily. As I am now. I've talked for another minute and a half since I said I'd stop. So yes, I'm gonna figure out how to get this. I might chuck a little background music on, because apparently YouTube has an editor and I did not know that. And I'll probably get fancy. And yeah, so I hope my answers were okay. I hope they answered your questions, and if not, let me know, because I'd be happy to talk about them some more. And I'm going to press stop now, so bye bye.